A special shout out to our ecosystem partners, our sponsors, and our VIP guests. Today marks a big day, a major milestone for ZIGChain. This time last year, when Dubai was underwater, some of us showed up. ZIGChain announced the blockchain. Fast forward 12 months, everybody showed up. Special shout out to the Stasher community. I know you guys did a lot of work to make it over here. So there's a lot of exciting news today. I'm sure everyone's wondering, why are we here today? Today is a day of celebration, a celebration of innovation, a celebration of community-driven growth. Today, you guys are not just an audience, but you are part of the future that we are building together. Let me go ahead and tell you what you guys can expect today. There's a major keynote that will be taking place by the founders today. We have some very exciting panels and a lot of big launches announcements that I cannot say, but you will get to see. Stick around, all of our partners are in the back. Please engage, go and learn about what products they're building. I'm sure you will guys find it very exciting. Get to know the founders, socialize, and see what it's all about. Let's make history together today. I'll invite the audience to get ready for the keynote later today. Now, next up, we have a panel, which is about women empowerment. It's going to be moderated by our very own Miriam, who is the CEO at ZIGChain. Along with our panelists, Katerina, which is the co-founder of Oroswap, Aurora, which is the CGO at ZIGChain. We have Alessia, who is the VP Ecosystem at DWF Labs. Marina, who is the CEO at LKI. As well as Natalia, who is the head of tech at our own ZIGChain. So the stage is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the very first panel of the ZIGChain Summit. This is not going to be a conversation about explaining our place as women in the industry. What's coming is a conversation about showing the way forward. My name is Miriam, and I am the Chief Operating Officer at Signally and ZIGChain. Most days, you'll find me working with the team, structuring growth, creating clarity, alignment, and building the foundations that allows us to innovate day by day. Today, I have the privilege of guiding this conversation with 5 exceptional women leaders who are not just imagining the future of Web3, they're building it. I invite you to listen, to be inspired, and to maybe imagine with us what's possible. Let's dive in, shall we? Let's kick off with Marina Varisheva. Marina is the CEO of LKI Consulting, an award-winning Web3 marketing agency behind Binance and more than 250 projects since 2016. Marina, marketing in Web3 used to mean airdrops and KOLs. Now that those playbooks are dead, what does it take to launch a successful token in 2025? And what is the advice that you would give to builders entering this space right now?
Hi, everyone. In 2 words, we basically help projects go to market. We help them understand whether they actually need a token, because let's be honest, majority of projects don't even need a token. They can have a good product, take revenue from it, and be happy. And we advise them on how to have a successful long-term growth. So as long as it comes into the Web3 growth right now, I think the first step is being radically honest with yourself. What are you actually building? Is it more of a project that is based on some unsustainable incentives? The 2021 market is never coming back. It was very easy to build a community by offering some good farming opportunities. People would jump from one project to the other, they would make money from the token in the pre-sale, and they would come back and be these great ambassadors. Unfortunately, that market is never coming back. So the first thing that you need to understand is, what are you actually building? And once there is a utility to what you're building, build a very clear user base. When I explain to founders how to launch a token, I tell them that they need 3 types of people. They need followers, simply because we all need to play the game with listing teams and launchpads. You just need to have a certain number of people on your Twitter, on Telegram, and on Discord. But these followers will never become your users. Then you have users who actually understand your product and who see the value in it beyond one cycle. And then you also need to have traders. The majority of projects undervalue the role of users and chase followers and traders. So the first advice is basically to prioritize users, build a funnel that creates a user base and that allows your token to have a green candle not for 3 days, as long as we're paying KLs and trading communities, but beyond that, that has a healthy graph.
Thank you, Marina. Now let's turn to Katerina Dovichenko. Katerina is co-founder of AutoSwap, the first AI-powered DEX on ZIGChain using conversational AI. Katerina, as a leader in Web 2 and Web 3, what are some of the unexpected opportunities and surprising challenges have you encountered while working on this space, and how they have shaped your vision for the future?
Hello, everyone, and look at the setting. Honestly, when I just came in, I couldn't believe that I'm actually in Web3 event. And actually, that's so important for us to create this mass adoption we were talking about before, to make sure that the space is welcoming and people are not afraid to step into some sort of a new area and try to test out kind of what is there, what is possible. And I think that's the main driver for the next curve, you know, of adoption and for bridging Web 2 and Web 3, to make sure that people are not afraid to test out, you know, what is possible. Hence why our project, our decentralized exchange that we created, it enables people to use conversational chatbot in order to kind of decrease the entry point for people to start trading, to start seeing what is out there, because I have lots of people, lots of friends in Web 2, and they're all asking me, how can I enter? It's so exciting, but I'm not sure, it's so scary. I need to Google much, I need to ChatGPT much, and it's not happening in the kind of foreseen future, and hence why that was the thought process for our company in order to launch what we have launched. And going back to your question, I think the challenges also that we are facing is make sure that we create user-centric products, but also make them intuitive for people with really good UI and UX. Because even, let's be honest, DEX can be only as good, you know, for people to trade, but if it has a really good UI and UX and it helps kind of invites people to just spend there some time, people are more gravitating towards it and to spend this time there. And so hence why, you know, long story short, they're already in Web3. And that's what will create this adoption in the future.
Thank you, Katerina. Let's go with Alessia. Alessia Baumgartner is the VP of Ecosystems at DWF Labs, one of the leading new generation Web3 investors and market makers. Alessia, how did your lived experiences and perspectives shape the way you build in Web3, whether it is community, governance, or product?
Hi everyone. Thank you so much, Miriam and ZIGChain team, to have me here. You know, it's been great to be partnering with you guys over the last couple of years. And I think you guys are one of the examples of, you know, how a diverse team can shape and build a great product. And of course, adapting to the diverse market conditions. But yeah, from my side, you know, we work with all different types of projects, small, medium, big size companies as well. And of course, we see that each one has their own strategies, depending on their goals, of course. And then, of course, depending on the market conditions they're in. And this is not just valid for dApps, right? We're talking about everyone in the space. Even as a market maker or investor, you have to constantly be adapting in order to be relevant and then be competitive in terms of terms and, you know, in order to increase your market share. talking also about exchanges. They also have to adapt. Even the big ones, or the ones that hold the most volumes, they're constantly evaluating their choices and evaluating their procedures in order to make sure that they are adapting according to what we want. So yeah. Of course, having a diverse team with different backgrounds is amazing. Talking about different nationalities, traditional finance, fully Gen Z or Web3 native team members is highly important as well. Talking from a personal experience, I come completely from Web3, but then we also have founders from our team that have been around for many, many years, and they can know a better strategy for our company. So yeah, I think that's highly important. And at the end of the day, for the current founders on the stage, I would suggest for this upcoming market that we don't know yet if it's going to be good or bad. We hope it's going to be good. Evaluate your product, see if it's still relevant or not, and try to adapt to what your users are saying. I think this initiative of having a ZIGChain event is amazing because you guys are going to be in touch directly with your users, the dApps building on top of you, and you can see what they feel like would be the best for you guys. And this is something that you can do not just in a real-life event. Host AMAs, Discord. I mean, you guys would know more than me in terms of how to engage your community. And then also, I guess, evaluate your costs. We don't know how the market will be in the future, so try to cut costs as needed and then work on revenue streams, not just on token. We should not be depending just on token appreciation in order to have inflow into your company. So yeah, I think those would be some of the tips that I have. But yeah, we have different panelists here that can assist further.
Thank you, Alessia. Let's hear from Aurora Gomez. Aurora is Chief Growth Officer at Signally and ZIGChain. Aurora, as someone coming into Web3 with deep experience, scaling businesses in more traditional tech environments, what are some of the unique perspectives or skills that do you think are most needed to help Web3 reach mainstream adoption?
Thank you, Miriam. Well, actually, I think that coming into this space from Web2 experience and coming in from other kind of tech projects is going to be one of my superpowers and strengths moving forward, because it's giving me the ability to keep this outsider perspective and outsider view that allows me to ask some of the critical questions around our users, for example, or around our scalability, or if we are actually building a product that matters and that solves real life issues for our users, as I can identify myself with the new wave of users that will come our way that don't necessarily have this experience. Secondly, and again coming from scaling other types of tech companies, I've learned that growth, and especially sustainable growth, doesn't necessarily come from hype alone, or from you create a few videos that go viral, there you go, you have new users. That's cool, but it's not going to make you scale, and not sustainably, especially. So you need to keep that in mind. You need to always have a long-term vision. You need to make sure that you're keeping your users at the center and that you're building products that are solving problems for them and that they will actually want to use and that they actually trust and that they can use over time and moving forward. Thirdly, something that is very close to myself personally and how I operate is about how I choose the projects that I am going to invest in or be involved in or put my effort into. And for me, it is very important that those projects have a meaning and that they have a purpose. And it has to be a purpose around simplifying the lives of people. I did that in the past, working in this region when I worked for Karim, for example, and I'm doing it now again with ZIGChain and with Signally and within Web3, where it is all about empowering users and opening this space to everybody that was not necessarily part of the journey from the get-go. So this concept of inclusivity, it's very dear to myself. And lastly, something that I've learned the hard way, I would say, is that you need to stay very flexible, adaptable, and resilient. Because, and very specifically in Web3, we're in the very early stages of the journey. It might look like it's been there forever, but no, we're really in the beginning, in the inception point, if we really envision this to become mainstream in the future. So it is really critical to stay very flexible. The rules are still being written, the technology is evolving super fast, and we don't know where the next growth wave is going to come from. So we need to have this resilience built into our growth ecosystem, because this is actually what will differentiate products that fail and versus projects that will actually thrive and scale. So in a summary, what I am most excited to bring to Web3 is, one, building with purpose and solving real-life problems, having the users at the center of it, and doing all of that while staying flexible and resilient so that we can build something that matters and that stays for the very long term.
Thank you, Aurora. To close this round, Natalia Avila. Natalia is Chief Technology Officer at Signally and ZIGChain. Natalia, looking back with your experience, what are some of the highlights that stand out to you from building a blockchain focused on real-world financial use?
Thank you, Miriam. So to me, building a blockchain, I think, is like playing a game on a hard mode. There is a lot of odds that you will not survive the first combat. There are three main highlights that I would like to mention. First, it's like when you're building a blockchain, your code means to last. It needs to stay there for a long period of time. So you need to think about quality and security on each step of the process. You cannot just deploy each week from the solitude of your computer. You need to have in mind auditing, security, communication. The second thing is that in ZIGChain, we are building the foundation for an ecosystem. This means that we are trying to provide the tools for the builders to create their solutions on top of it. So we need to cover a variety of solutions, from tokenizing real estate that requires high regulation to create a meme marketplace. Builders are the key. And if they succeed, we will do it too. And last but not least, our biggest challenge and our key differentiation, which is the wealth management engine. With the wealth management engine, what we are trying to do is to provide all variety of solutions, of investment solutions for the wealth managers, at the same time that we are trying to keep the investors' funds safe. So there are a lot of challenges that came there, like how to manage the success fee, how the funds get in and out, and always trying to be in this win-win-win model where wealth managers, investors, and builders all make profit at the same time. All that is a challenge. But fortunately, I can say that in Signally we have more than 7 years of experience with this. So we know where the problems are going to face. We know what the investors are looking for and what the traders need. We know that where the parts are going to go easy. So that's also our key advantage here. To make this possible, I think it's important to mention the team. Lately, I'm pushing on my team with this principle that they should perform as an FY pit crew. This means that they need to prepare for the good and the chaos, you know? They need to, not just planning, but really prepare for it. Communication, everything should happen before, so when the crisis comes, nobody needs to talk because everybody knows what to do. And everybody has a mission, and they trust each other. So to wrap it up, like as I was saying at the beginning, I think building a blockchain is really to play on this hard mode on a video game. You don't do it unless you are 100% sure, because the odds are against you, and there is a big chance that you will not survive the first combat. But if you have been playing similar games for a long time, if you know, if you prepare yourself, you train, you have an amazing team on your side, you just not just play. You can win the game and also have fun doing it.
Thank you, Nat. Before we close, let's do a quick second round. In just one sentence, what is one idea, one principle that you believe will drive the next growth curve of Web3? Marina?
I think the next growth curve will come from companies who work with Web2 users.
Lots of cheering in the background.
And those who drop the fancy terms of what they're building and prioritize proper user experience.
Katerina?
I think it's quite easy. It's leveraging AI, but to create systems that are both innovative but also user-centric and not overcomplicate them. Yeah, so I think that would be my one sentence.
Alessia?
A combination of new technologies, but not forgetting the human essence. At the end of the day, we cannot create products for our users or have clients without actually having a human being behind it.
Aurora?
So I believe the next growth curve will actually come not from insiders alone, but also sparked by the ideas and the fresh minds of those who once didn't have a seat at the table. I do believe that the future isn't coded by a few, but co-built by many. And what we're going to see here today at the ZIGChain Summit is going to be a testament to that.
And last, Nat, bring us home.
So I think the next wave will come when we make all this technology invisible for the users. So only then, I think, we will be able to empower investors with these finance solutions without forgetting all the complexity and removing it from the room.
As you can see, what we've heard goes far beyond technology. It is about how we choose to build, with clarity, with creativity, and with the courage to think differently. The next growth curve won't be about innovation anymore. It will be about inclusion. It will be about leadership that listens as well as acts. And it will be about communities that are built with trust and fueled by vision. Thank you, everybody, for your thoughts. Thank you for being part of this conversation. The future isn't waiting, it is already in motion.
A round of applause for these powerful women of Web3. Next up, we have a strategic partnership that will be announced by the respective teams. right, everybody. Next up, we have another panel which discusses Sharia, DeFi, and inclusive wealth infrastructure. I would like to invite on the stage the moderator, Faraz, who is co-founder of Al Hilal Investment, Adam, who is a contributor from CoreDAO, Maya, who is the CEO and MD of Amani Advisor, Zahiruddin, who is a co-founder of Al Hilal, and Shakir, who is a core contributor of Nawa Finance.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. So, I think we'll be focusing more about Islamic finance and how Islamic finance can enable DeFi more and contribute towards the development of the economy towards Islamic finance and the requirement of the underbanked populations across the world, where a lot of people, especially in Muslim countries, are looking for solutions that come up with Sharia compliance and solutions that provide investment management along with Sharia expertise. So my panelists here, Adam, Maya, Zahir, and Shakir. So I would like to start by posing a simple question, that how do you see that since the different forms of DeFi have a lot of transparency issues, a lot of KYC issues, a lot of things that where compliance procedures are not there, how do you think that this can enable better Sharia compliance, and how do you think Sharia scholars would it be easy for them to trace the transactions and come up with Sharia compliant solutions? So over to you, Adam, first, if you can begin.
Thank you. I'm very happy to start with this question. So basically, I think it's just a journey that can complexify with time. But overall, you just have to start with something to figure out what is safe and easy and is Sharia compliant. I think we have very good result overall with staking and liquid staking of a token. The way the yield is generated, I think there is a consensus over the fact that it's something Sharia compliant. It is very simple and it's quite secure for most of the blockchain to be deployed. So not only it's a Sharia compliant type of investment, but on top of it, it's been battle tested for many years. Everyone knows how it's working, and it's very easy to get an access to it, because you just have to buy the token of a blockchain you like, and you just have to basically put it into staking or liquid staking, enjoy the yield that comes with it. You are bullish on a blockchain. You think, for example, we are at ZIGChain, so Zig has their token. We think that ST-Zig or a staked version of Zig might be a good investment because we believe in Zig in the future. Well, doing it is quite simple, and when you know that it's Sharia compliant, I think it's a very good start. There is many other way, decentralized exchange, the way of providing liquidity, and many other. But I will generally advocate by starting simply into something that makes sense for everyone, start to get adoption, and then starting to discover more, complexify it, but making sure that we are still not losing the vision of keeping it Sharia compliant. That will be my vision.
Over to you, Maya. The question that I would like to pose to you is that what primary hindrances you see in the acceptability of crypto tokens, and especially with DeFi going very global, what primary concerns do Sharia advisory firms and Sharia scholars have with the crypto tokens?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good day, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I think for Sharia advisors and the Sharia fraternity, crypto or blockchain is something that we need to understand. And also, I think over the past few years since crypto came into the market, many Sharia scholars have, opened up more and more over the years as they are more familiar and more aware of the behavior of digital assets and the technology that surrounds the digital assets. what is good is actually Sharia principles. It's meant to be evergreen, right? It's meant to be evergreen. So it's not to push away certain products. So I think at Amani, for instance, we like to look at new structures and to put our Sharia mindset to look at more in terms of the behavior and see what type of Sharia contracts and principles can be applied. Alhamdulillah, Sharia is very rich in terms of the principles. So, you know, from my experience, actually, I see there is more, I would say, people are more receptive in relation to digital assets and blockchain, because blockchain is not something new from the concept of Islam, right? So we have our own accountability, traceability, etc. in this world that we take forward to the next world. So that overarching concept is already there. And now we call it, you know, we call it blockchain, we call it whatever it is. In terms of the challenge, we had quite a bit of a challenge initially, because we used to get, you know, parties who would like to offer this type of products in the market. Not so much in terms of finding the Sharia structure, but to understand, because it's something new. And whenever we have something new, we would need to take a bit more time to really understand, as I said, the features, the behavior, what would be the potential that it can do. So if you look at the fatwa that's already in the market, you know, and also for ZIGChain, is you would see fatwa maybe on certain components first, right? Because later on the scholars would want that opportunity and you know, that access to more information later on. So I think it's a good start. It's a very positive start, and we hope that, you know, we can have more diversity in terms of the products and structures. Thank you.
Thank you for your opinion. Zahir, given your experience in the wealth management fraternity for the last 25 years, both in the physical and the digital world, how do you see that the growing blockchain concepts would play a role in the growing global financial markets, especially the wealth management for Muslims?
Yes, so I think just continuing from what Ms. Maya said with regards to the concept of blockchain being understandable by Sharia scholars, actually, I have a very good analogy for this. Blockchain, which is a distributed ledger, it's exactly the same way how we have hifz of Quran, because we have a distributed ledger where millions of hafaz who memorize the Quran, and that's how no change can come into the Quran, because it has this distributed ledger in place. So it is conceptually distributed ledger, blockchain technology is something that we could understand very easily. I think the challenge that comes in from a wealth management perspective is that still there are a number of markets that do not today recognize these digital assets, right? So if you look at it from a client perspective, people who are investing their money with wealth managers, you have probably three categories of investors, right? You have institutions, you have high net worth individuals, and then you have retail. So institutions are not really the target market of wealth management on blockchain, right? You look at high net worth individuals and then retail. A high net worth individual, ideally speaking, would look for a well-diversified portfolio which invests across different asset classes. So whether it's public equities, it's fixed income, private equity, real estate, cryptocurrency could be a part of that, but he's looking for an overall exposure. Now, you could build a technology which, or you could build a product which is powered by blockchain and then invest across these asset classes. But the challenge happens that many of these markets where you would be investing in traditional asset classes like equities do not recognize today blockchain, right? Or crypto-related products. So that's where the limitation will come in from a wealth management perspective. But I think as more and more countries and markets and regulators become acceptable to this concept, you will see more products happening.
Thank you very much. Shakir, you have come up with high-yield blockchain tokenization. So, but what, in your opinion, are major compliance issues for permissionless protocols over the DeFi's?
Yeah, I think I came from the Web 2 world where we think about compliance, the SEC and all these regulators all the time. But I think we are not there yet in terms of where the state of Islamic or Sharia compliant DeFi is at. We're at the level now where we are creating the engine that empowers the products that will come out. So what we are building at Nawa Finance is to generate Sharia compliant yields for users. Users here does not mean just retail users, just high net worth users. It can also mean fund managers who are regulated in whatever jurisdiction. So, for example, there is a Sharia compliant Ethereum fund based out of Malaysia that has taking yield. So our money advisors also advise them. So they are now generating yield from protocols like us. And they wrap it around a mutual fund structure. And then they sell it in a regulated fashion with KYC and so on and so forth. So we are the engine that powers that. But Web3 being Web3, as long as someone has a wallet, they can interact with our smart contracts. So there's really no limit as to who can use it and who cannot. Some of our clients that like our products are people who are high net worth individuals. The KYC compliance part gets taken care of by the on-ramp companies where they convert their fiat to digital tokens. And when they hold the digital tokens, they pass on to people like us to generate Sharia compliant yields. So there's a lot of things happening in the world of DeFi right now, but keeping it ethical and Sharia compliant is our job. We are DeFi natives. We look at all different types of yield sources and we find the best ones that are we believe to be Sharia compliant with the advice of our money advisors to put it out there to the market. And that's where we are at. We're not saying that we have the final product that is be all and all, but we want to work with partners to enable a more compliant usage of DeFi yields in the open market. Yeah.
Thank you. I think Islamic finance as an awareness for people, it is there to stay, and I personally see a lot of growth happening in the Islamic wealth management space, both in the real traditional world as well as the DeFi. Adam, in your opinion, do you think there are enough assets available in the crypto world to support the Islamic wealth management, or people will move towards real world asset tokenization as well?
This is an excellent question. I think both actually. There is already plenty to do with the current token and asset. There's excellent strategies, and I think that through protocols such as Nawa, we've seen the hyper growth of Nawa. I think Nawa has been live for maybe a week or something like that, and they already had the demand for $38 million of assets, and it's only one strategy. I think as of today, only Bitcoin, right? Yeah, only Bitcoin strategies are available. And the demand's already huge. When more demand will come on top of that, when new solutions for stable coins, for things pegged that people know more, like US dollars, dirhams, and Singaporean dollars, and all that, I think the demand will be crazy as well. So just from that, I see a hyper growth. And by hyper growth, I'm speaking about billions of dollars. I see several billions of dollars coming in, and I will not be surprised to see a protocol like Nawa being over $500 million of TVL within the next quarter or so. But I think as well, a huge demand for RWA, such as real estate and things that people traditionally have been more tied to in the past, and also the fact that it's new, you know, for the crypto assets. So we're speaking about liquid staking, but I think it will be a long path. There's so many things in DeFi you can do. What is halal, what is not? It will require a lot of work, I think. And then that's why I think it's a long path, but progressive. TradeFi things that are moving into blockchain, such as RWA, we know already about it. Real estate, it's a question we have worked on for years, and I think the adoption will be massive also towards that. So really, I'm very bullish on both. I think it will go really high for both. I personally have met, I cannot count anymore the number of people that have expressed to me, Adam, I'm interested in DeFi, just I need something Sharia compliant. Tell me why. Tell me what, where to put. Just give me Sharia compliancy.
I think Zahir wants to add something.
So I think what Shakir you've mentioned, what Adam you have mentioned, it's clear that there are products, investment products can be created, right? And we are starting off with one type of yielding products. Real estate tokenization is very well understood. You have a lot of crowd-funded real estate products already there, so you can add tokenization and add tradability on top of that. So I think that's understood. I think the approach that needs to be followed is you go step by step and introduce one product after another product instead of trying to solve the whole wealth management space in one go, right? You first solve things for the, as Shakiri was mentioning earlier, for people who already have, you know, crypto assets or that are in this digital space. There should be something through which they can manage portion of their wealth, right? And then slowly we can add more investment products, and then once enough products are there, then a whole comprehensive wealth management solution can be created.
100% agree to this thing, Ms. Maya. We hear a lot about skepticism from different Sharia scholars. We hear a lot of skepticism from a lot of Sharia scholars that either the blockchain-based solutions are Sharia compliant or not. There is a lot of problem in the acceptability by Sharia scholars. How do you see that changing in the coming next 5 years?
Well, actually it has changed in terms of the acceptability of Sharia scholars or the Sharia fraternity, as I mentioned earlier, with more understanding. And what is very important is actually that communication between the Sharia fraternity and the product overall, right? So that is a very important point. So in another, the good thing is crypto, blockchain is also new for the conventional space, not just for the Sharia space. So Islamic finance is already established when blockchain came into the picture, right? So we started out almost the same. But because Sharia has a set of principles that we need to ensure are met, and it's just not on the structure but also on the ancillary aspect. So I think earlier on scholars were looking at how to apply the Sharia screening that they have used for other asset classes on digital asset, and before that it was crypto, is it a currency or is it a commodity, right? So now I think majority of the scholars have their own opinion, looking at the behavior of the crypto itself. Let's say it has smart contract, it has certain utility attached to it, so it can be considered as a commodity, which means the Sharia requirement is more flexible as compared to if it's seen as a currency. So it's more about the behavior. So now I think it has expanded from from just being Bitcoin, from just an engine into different types of products that we have seen. It can be an investment product, it can be a savings product, it can also be a utility, for instance. So in the next 5 years, I don't think it will reverse in terms of its position. I think there will be more, understanding, more Sharia fraternity are more receptive, because because you're dealing mainly with retail. So for retail, if the Sharia, if they recognize the fatwa, if they recognize the Sharia scholars that endorse, they won't look any further, basically, right? So it's a big responsibility on Sharia scholars and Sharia advisors to really make sure they understand end to end, and not just in terms of the structure aspect, but also making sure that the spillover or what is the potential for it to go under the prohibited activities or whatnot. So to actually preempt. So that is the difficult part for Sharia, and this is something that we are learning from time to time, to preempt something from happening that will have a negative impact on the fatwa. So I think that's what I think we will focus on for the next few years, even now, actually.
Yes, that was very, very insightful. And Zahir, coming back to you, how do you think that are the physical assets and the crypto-based, blockchain-based assets, are they interoperable, and do you think they will be merging going forward?
Yes, I think the problem lies in jurisdictions where today crypto assets are not recognized. I think if you exclude those markets and we just focus on, for the time being, on markets which accept crypto assets, I think clearly there is ease of moving from the digital space into the physical space, into the fiat currency, as long as there is proper record of movement of money. Because I think one important angle from a reporting, taxes and regulatory perspective is that if you have a significant increase in your wealth in the digital space, and when you're bringing it back into the real world, you should be able to showcase that how that increase in wealth has happened. So proper record of trading, etc. is very important.
Shakir, you are working primarily on yield-based returns. But do you see yourself venturing into this real estate tokenization or real-world assets, or currently it is a no-go area?
It's a very good question. Because my previous life, I was in Web 2. I was dealing with like since we are in a Web 3 event, we say old school, yeah? Old school asset classes. I would love to get back in, but I think we leave to the experts to do it for now. Let me stay in the DeFi space. There's still a lot to do, and very few people in the world that are working on what we're working on. I think other than us, probably there's only one other that's seriously working on something like this. In like Adam said, in like 1 week, we scaled TVL from nothing to 40 million. And alhamdulillah, we are probably the #1 Sharia compliant DeFi protocol in the world today. That's how nascent the state of things are. Like, I'm not very proud of saying that we're the #1, but the reality is as such, because the market is still very nascent. So we want to continue leading in that respect. But what I want to say is that for those of you who don't understand why we are talking about Sharia compliance, and you're looking for a reason to understand why this market is interesting, based on my studies, you've heard of Islamic banks, right? Like Sharjah Islamic banks, so on and so forth. Islamic banks are used by people usually from the Muslim faith, who cares about how their money is being treated. They want to make it halal and so on and so forth, just like food. In Islamic banks globally, there's at least $2.4 trillion in assets sitting there, right? So according to the American Association of Financial Advisors, they are proposing to their clients in the US to take 5% of their portfolios and put it into digital assets. So where my eyes are at is that money, that $2.4 trillion of assets sitting in Islamic banks, 5% of that going into DeFi, going to digital assets. And that's where we want to really focus on, because I think that's where we have an edge.
Please, if you want to add something.
Yeah, actually, just to add to what you mentioned, I think stay here, stay where you are, actually, Shakir, because when you have a Sharia, compliant proposition, your market is everyone. if you're doing it conventional, you are excluding the Sharia, the Sharia players in the market. And actually now more Islamic players, not just Islamic players, but especially if you're working in this region, even if they are conventional players, they must always have an allocation for Sharia. So, I mean, the other space is quite crowded already, but this is a good space to be in.
Yes, I also personally think that Islamic finance is there, and it's a very, very big population. And there are a lot of players who are already not into the Islamic investment management fraternity. So I think DeFi is opening up new ways for people to be part of this wealth management platforms and grow their wealth in a Sharia compliant manner. Adam, would you like to add anything, or we would like to conclude the session?
No, I think it was a very rich panel. I think there's a common idea that's been shared today. I think everyone is quite optimistic on the future of Sharia compliance, and I think it's also quite an urgent thing and kind of a mission for enabling that for a lot of people. Because I was speaking a little bit to you before the panel, and what we have seen, the way. I'll say the religion has been brought into Web3 has not necessarily been something very positive. We've seen it going into meme coins and things like that. I think it's important to counter that before it's become a real thing, and to deploy something proper that's really meant for Muslim community, but not only, because Sharia compliance is actually just about making things ethical for everybody. And in Web3, and I like to say always, Web3 will stand for Wild Wild West, because you get so much, it's very new, and it's still very savage. There's a lot of scam, a lot of problems, a lot of issues. For new joiner, it can be very, very scary. And the way you had to learn in the past actually is you have to lose a lot of money trying many things before understanding what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. If we want wider adoption, we have to make that process way safer for people to come in the future, because not everyone is willing to do something like that. So I'm very excited, and I hope it really grow well and become a thing. It's very important. So yeah, that will be it.
Just for the conclusion of this session, I would like to thank all the participants here. And I personally think that this wealth management platforms would be the next big thing in the DeFi over the next 5 to 10 years. And I personally see that if you are doing a Sharia compliant DeFi or wealth management, you are including the Muslim population and all other players as well. But if you are in the conventional market, you are excluding one big segment of the society. So I think Islamic and Sharia compliant DeFi is the way forward, and we would be seeing a lot of opportunities for investments and money making in the future. Thank you very much, everybody, and we would like to call off this session with the conclusion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. It was a very great panel, and it's very pleasing to see that the leading, Sharia projects are now coming on the blockchain. I was myself a banker, and when I see this, it excites me a lot. And I think the future of finance is very associated with ethical finance. And on this prestigious occasion, I would like to also disclose that our friend from Nawa, they have raised a strategic funding round from Disrupt.com, ZIGLabs, friends from Solvi, and from Code. So welcome them on board officially. And we are looking forward to make a world-class technology player. Thank you.
A big round of applause for Stasher, guys. A bigger applause for Mr. Moomin. Pow, 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 pow. Bringing the energy tonight, guys. Doing it differently. All this Web3, nerd this, nerd that. No. We're bringing the energy. Sacrifice to Anders. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, uncle and aunties, hello and welcome to Dubai. I hope you're having a good time during the Token Week, and welcome to the best side event for Token 2049. So I want a big hand of applause for yourself for making it here, for Stasher and for Rafe for organizing this. A big hand of applause. Yeah, perfect. So we'll make it short and quick. This session is about you guys. This session, this fireside chat, is about the essence of community in the world of Web3, in the world, in our world. Why are you guys important, and why is the community the sole reason that projects are able to sustain, they're able to thrive and succeed? And for that, I've got the rock star, one of the best KOLs in the space, with the most loyal community. They love him like anything. They will die for him, let alone by pressure. They will die for him. So guys, a big hand of applause for Mr. Stasher.
Appreciate you guys, appreciate you guys. First of all, guys, I want to thank Momin for standing here side by side with me. This guy is different. Okay, for all the Stashers who are attending right now, you are going to follow my brother, because I'm going to bring some insane heat with this man. Stasher is daddy of Holland. This man is daddy of Pakistan. A big up to Pakistan! Let's go! Abdul, we need you to become an advisor for Iran. My country also needs like to integrate crypto and stuff. We need you. Okay. My bad. Okay, bro, you wanted to kick things off with your views on what, like, why community is important?
Okay, sure. Okay, first of all, we've got people from all spheres of life here. People who've been in the space from like more than 10 years. We've got VCs, we've got KOLs, and we have people who are probably getting into the world of Web3 right now and they want to learn. And this summit, the ZIGChain summit today, is for everyone. But right now we're here to talk about the most important thing, which is of course a community. And the way I see it is that we talk about protocols, but I think community is the protocol behind the protocol. And for me, I think one of the best examples is ZIGChain, how they've worked on grassroots level campaigns. They have their local chapters in Turkey, in Pakistan, in India, across the globe, and specifically in emerging markets where traditional finance often fails. And that is when projects like Zignally give people the hope to kind of keep pushing forward. But what I want to say is that community in Web3 is not just a filler or a fluff. A community is what actually ensures that during the bear market, when times are quiet, when macroeconomic policies don't work, it's the community that ensures that the project keeps on building. It's the community that gives the motivation. It's the community that gives the energy to founders like them, even during bear market, when you don't even see people building, when people who've been working so hard just vanish. But it's people like them. I know during the last 2 years, there were moments when the token wasn't doing well, but they kept on building, they kept on hiring, they kept on working hard, they kept on building. And eventually, this is the rule of the world, that if you keep working hard, you eventually get to benefit from, you know, your hard work. And, you know, just moving on from that, I think community, it is what gives identity, and then identity is what drives innovation. And we can take Ethereum as an example. And before I just pass it on to Stasher, initially people were calling Ethereum as the next Bitcoin. But Ethereum wasn't content being the next Bitcoin. It wanted to be the foundation of decentralized infrastructure. And exactly like that, ZIGChain is not content just being another blockchain. It wants to be a movement. And how do you become a movement? Through the community. A community of people who believe, who have a shared vision, a shared passion, and that loyalty from the community ensures innovation, and that innovation ensures that you become the best. And I think it's a testament that everyone here believes in this vision, and we all are here to ensure that there's more financial inclusion for everyone in the world. And I come from Pakistan, where a lot of people are unbanked. And before that, I come from a country which is the 6th most populous country on earth. Majority of the population is under the age of 30. Majority of them have access to internet. They all have a lot of fire in their belly. They all want to change their socio-economic situation, and the only way they can do it is through this world, crypto, the world of Web3. And I'm so proud to be here with these people who are ensuring that and giving financial inclusion to the unbanked. A big round of applause for Mr. Rafi and his team.
Wow. Wow. Amazing, my bro. Amazing. Guys, One question before I start to talk. Are we like clear in the speakers? Could you hear Momin nicely? Please give us a thumbs up. Okay, amazing. Listen, guys. First of all my fucking stashes, come to me. Come in front of the stage. This is what community is about. These people, come stand with me on stage. My fucking stashes.
This is real community.
These are people. They flew out all the way from the Netherlands to Dubai, and it's not cheap.
A big hand of applause for them, guys.
Amazing. To facilitate yourself in Dubai is not cheap. To have a space to sleep in is not cheap. To buy a ticket in May to go towards Dubai is not cheap. This is what makes ZIGChain different. What is the reason why all these stashes came out? Do you think they got paid to be here? Of course not. It's community. And that's what distinguishes ZIG from the rest. Bear market, ZIG is here. Bull market, ZIG is here. Who is the main sponsor of Token 2049 every time? ZIG. Who is attending in Turkey, in Singapore, in the Netherlands, in Dubai? Who is everywhere to fucking feed their community? It's ZIG. Who is the most charismatic? Fucking G, my mentor, my boss, my everything. It's Abdul Rafai. Give him a big applause, man. This man. When I spoke to Abdul for the first time, ZIG didn't even achieve 20% of what they have right now. He looked me dead in the eye and he said, Stasher, I'm gonna kill. He said, Stasher, I'm gonna change the way you feel blockchain and you feel the world. I told my community, guys, I'm all in on ZIG. We went all in on ZIG and we will keep going all in on ZIG. And guys, do you know what is important when it comes to community? Consistency. You will never ever have to be afraid of ZIGChain becoming less active when the price goes down. We see all these projects. Price goes down, they shut the fuck up, they don't talk anymore. Oh, now we're gone. Price went down. Price goes up, oh yeah, now we're consistent again. Hey guys, buy our project. ZIG has always been consistent. I'm telling you guys, this project, they are launching right here, right now. Mainnet is coming. We have 7 or 8 dApps already ready, being built on ZIG. More dApps are coming. This is what you call real fundamentals. A token price of 8 cents. Abdul can't talk about price. I can. It's way too low. This should be 20, 30, 40 cents very soon. If this thing does not move towards $1 or $2 within 1 or 2 years, then I will shave my head bald, you know, and I'm very ugly when
No, you can't do that.
I will. Guys, Anders, listen guys, wealth generation for everybody, listen. I come from struggle, I come from pain. I'm not someone who is like a nerdy guy who was into blockchain. I'm from the streets. The reason why my name is Stasher, because I was stashing laptops, selling laptops, buying them for $300, selling them for $700. That's why I was named Stasher. But then when I started to do crypto, I became crypto stasher. I was not stashing laptops anymore. I started to stash ZIG. And now I'm stashing ZIG. I have a full warehouse full of ZIG. All my stashers have a full warehouse full of ZIG. And we come from nothing. All these guys, Rotterdam, South, London, I don't know where they come from, Amsterdam, Lelystad, Zeeland. We all come from nothing and they all came here with a dream. So guys, community is everything. A community can make you, it can break you. Last but not least, I know I like to talk a lot. A lot of projects, they got fudded by their own community because they don't show great leadership. I can tell you one thing. ZIG will never, ever, ever be betrayed by our own community. Abdul, me and the stashers, we have your back forever. Guys, sacrifice too. Don't be as everybody else, but be Anders. Anders, guys, thank you so much. A big applause for all the stashers for yourself. And takeover is coming. Wow.
And thank you. Thank you so much, Stasher. That energy level was just something that just broke the roof. Thank you for that. And I'd just like to add on from what he said. You know, we have people here who are creating impact with the work that you do. You're having an impact. You're bringing people into the financial ecosystem. But there's a very important point that we all need to understand and ponder upon. We live in a world We live in a world where there is a lot of fragmentation. There's a lot of conflict. There is no peace. We're divided. But it's the communities like these that bring people together. It's just so beautiful to see that we have people from different countries, different religions, different views, different perspectives. But we are all here under the umbrella of Web3 and then Zig. This is the beauty of this world, brings people together. And I personally think, of course, we all, it's a great thing to make money, empower yourself financially. But I think the way I see Web3 and blockchain and decentralization, I see it as a world without borders. I don't believe in a world with borders. I believe in love. And I think another impact, another outcome of blockchain is peace. Because we bring these people together. They all identify as Stasher. We identify as ZIGChain. So I really want you all to take a step back and really see how we are trying to make the world a better place by being strong community. And Stasher, just taking on from what you said, this loyalty that you've developed. Through you, they've developed a lot of loyalty towards Zig. This loyalty is what ensures innovation. This loyalty is what ensured that these people now have 1 million users. They have 50,000 token holders and they are still not stopping. It's easier for the founders. They are at $200 million market cap. It's easy for them to kind of, they've made enough money and go and have a good time. But they don't want to stop. Because you don't have a glass ceiling here. So this is what, we all need to understand, that please, it's the community. Dodge had no roadmap, had no VCs. It had a community, it had a culture, inclusivity, fun, giving back to the community. And Dodge became the biggest thing in the world. People don't adopt to tools. They want to belong. People want to belong. These boys belong to you. And after that, they see what you're trying to promote. They are not interested in the tool first. They are interested in the energy. They're interested in the vibe. So guys, whoever is developing, building here, people need to connect with your vibe, with your energy. When they vibe with you, when they connect with you, that is when they explore what kind of tools are you working on. The protocol comes in later on. So I know this might be boring, but it is for all my friends who are putting in a lot of time, a lot of energy to develop stuff. Please learn from the Zig guys as to how the #1 thing is the vibe. They say you're not working with the product, you're working with the person. So it's the vibe. So thank you very much, Stasher. I love the energy. I see you all, these 30 people here coming next year on their own 30 private jets when they've made lots and lots of money. But wait for 5 years, you don't sell. We're holders, we're not traders, right?
100%, 100%. Guys, big applause for a moment, man. That was different.
Thank you.
All I'm saying.
And now I'd like to invite the co-founder of ZIGChain on stage, Rafe, who's busy closing some new partnerships, making new friends. He wants 5 seconds, which is perfectly fine. We let him take those seconds. Yes. And Stasher, anything? Do you want to talk about your fitness routine? How you are... Okay, he's locked in, yet he looks after his health. And that is something that I love, being... Okay, guys, a big round of applause for the guy. Are you going to make the announcement or you want me to? Okay, so there's an announcement. No. Okay, guys, ZIGChain. How did ZIGChain become ZIGChain? How did Stasher become Stasher? Perseverance, discipline, not giving up. And when you talk about discipline, you talk about fitness. And of course, when I see you, I see, you've got the perfectly well-managed...
I need to stop you guys here and get a room, maybe, I think. I said it before in the corner there. And when I say I mean we, as ZIGChain and all the dApps that are building on ZIGChain. I was not even supposed to come here and say that, but we are floored. Floored is the word that I want to use by the response. We were expecting a good turnaround, absolutely, but this is amazing. When we come out on the stage after an hour for our keynote, which you guys should not miss out on, we will talk more about it, but I just want to say thank you, obviously to both of you, but more than anyone else, the community. They traveled for us, and I think that holds a very strong emotional piece now in our hearts, and we will make sure, inshallah, that your every effort is worthwhile, inshallah. Thank you guys, thank you once again. Okay. Mr. Bart is here. A big shout out to our ex-CEO ZIGChain, Mr. Bart. Okay guys, today is a very important day. It will keep getting more and more important, but one of the things that we have been working on is the identity for the community, and today we're gonna reveal the official first merchandise between ZIGChain, co-branded with the Scott Wolf. That's the official T-shirt for ZIGChain now.
Wow!
Thank you very much, Wajdan. I think it's state-of-the-art engineering. It's great work, and I think this is one of the many products that are gonna come in the future. We have been talking about it for quite some time. We wear your brand like it's our brand, which it is. But guys, great quality. You gonna give them a discount code or something? Amazing. All of the community members are getting a discount code later. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to sound annoying, but in life, the most precious gift, the most valuable gift that you can gift to someone is your time and your attention. You've given us your time by coming to this event today, but now we'd like some more of your attention because there's a very exciting, phenomenal announcement from the world of RWA, real world assets, that I'd like your attention for, because we all know in the future, everything, I think even my feelings would be tokenized in the future. So I'd want your attention, and I'd like to invite, I'd let Rafa do the rest, but yeah, I just wanted your attention.
Thank you, Momin. Thank you very much. So guys, you guys might have seen that our friends from Ellington have joined us today at the back end, and there were some social media coverage last night as well. So I wanted to invite Mr. Hassan Fakiri, who's the Director Sales at Ellington. Please give a big round of applause to him. Sir, thank you very much for coming. First up, how do you feel?
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, I know that, this is not like a very conventional crowd and borderline loud, but this is what the mixture of traditional and the crypto crowd looks like. So that's that. But I would like you to maybe quickly take us through Ellington. Tell us about Ellington. What is Ellington, their background?
All right, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for having us here. It's a pleasure to be among you all. Thank you all for coming, and thank you for having me on this stage. Today, I'm gonna quickly give you a quick brief about Ellington, founded back in 2014 by the hands of 3 pioneers in the market. We do have Robert Booth, Joseph Thomas, and Eileen Aman. We started with one single building, but with a much bigger vision. Our vision was supported by one mission, is to build homes for people who appreciate design and quality, to build luxury, but yet affordable homes. Started with one building in Jumeirah Village Circle, and ending up today with 3,000 units delivered and with more than 13,000 units under development. Our mission was to build a niche type of product. We expanded to Mohammed bin Rashid City, Jumeirah Village Circle, Jumeirah Village Triangle, downtown Dubai, Business Bay, and we're always thinking that we should be one step ahead of the market, and this is why we are one of the major players in Ras Al Khaimah. Today at Ellington, we always try to do something unique, something different, and this is the main reason we never copy-paste our projects. We always build on the same base, but with a different taste, a new identity, but most importantly, keeping the same base. Today, I'll give you an example. Jumeirah Lake Towers had the best connectivity, the best schools, hospitals, malls, thousands of retail shops and restaurants, but yet it was missing for a good quality product. And this is why we came in and we didn't build a building. We created a destination. We created a leisure experience, and we made everyone feel that every single day is a weekend, that every single day is a staycation. And today we are very proud to say that our numbers speak about itself, meaning that we have more than 40 to 50% capital appreciation rate on our projects. We have more than 30% rental return higher than our neighbor buildings, and most importantly, we have a 90% customer satisfaction rate. So what we are trying to do is to build a niche product, to build something different, to build something new, and to make everyone happy. It is not easy. It is very easy to build an apartment, but it's not easy to build a home. And this is why Ellington is here to only build a new lifestyle and make everyone happy. And this is why we are moving into different projects, different areas, different identities, but yet we have the same client base, which is making everyone happy.
Thank you very much. And I think this is what it's about. Something new, something unique. How do you think technology is helping broadly the real estate sector, especially Ellington?
Well, technology, be it real estate or any other thing, is much better than anything else. Today, your reach is much better. As a vendor, your reach to the client is better. As a client, your reach to the supplier is better. You can reach any client at any point, at any time, in any point on this planet. Today, I can launch a campaign. In 1 minute, I can reach a farmer in Mexico, and I can reach a guy doing skiing in the Alps. And this is the main reason of having technology, which is making people's life much easier. And speaking about tokenization, today we're here to explore this opportunity with you guys. We're here to explore how to reach a new target audience. We're here to explore how to let new people benefit from this beneficial market. And we're here to explore and to assist people to invest with the developer, which is one step ahead, but yet, most importantly, investing in the city, which is 10 steps ahead than any other city.
Thank you very much, Hassan, for this amazing answer, and we look forward to keep exploring, working with you. Tokenization, of course, is a next big thing. In half an hour, we're going to talk about it detail in our keynote session as well. But once again, thank you very much for being here, for trusting us, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Over here. This is going to be the next panel, which talks about tokenization and the future of capital markets. This is going to be an interesting one. The moderator is Mr. Ahmed from ZIGChain, and the panelists are Dr. Bhaskar, blockchain and tokenization advisor. We have Baiba as well, who's a blockchain law expert. We have Daniel, who's a managing partner at Sigma, and we have Dolly, founding partner at Ceruleum Ventures, as well as Robin, CEO and chairman of PropSeed. Prop.com.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us today. Well, you know, tokenization is the rave. I personally believe that it's probably as big an opportunity as AI. But, you know, there's still a lot of how should I put it? You know, people are really still unsure in terms of, you know, how is it going to happen? What's going to be the road that we take? And I want to start it with you, Robin, because, you know, you're already in this space and you've already had some success. So, you know, what were the real life challenges that you have faced or observed in your own journey in terms of bringing real world assets on chain? And, you know, it will really be nice to understand your journey and some of the pain points that you came across.
Yeah, definitely. It has been a journey, so to say. It was, I think, a journey where we have seen many pivots in our own particular journey. Mainly actually driven by the adoption. So the strength of the adoption. When we just started out, we had the vision to create real estate tokenization for the masses. So having smaller investors be able to get exposure to the asset class. Over time, we found out that just by tokenizing real estate assets, there's not naturally a demand for these assets. We come from the real estate industry ourselves. We are developers. We are generally active in the acquisition of distressed real estate, non-performing loans from banks. And basically, you're always short on equity, right? So for us, the entire journey kind of turned into creating a new venue for ourselves to raise balance sheet capital. That's basically also what we're tokenizing, debt products. And I must say that for me, the biggest lesson that I've learned in the entire journey that we had till date was that I believe tokenization will need some more time and a lot more infrastructure when it comes to illiquid assets. I see the success currently in tokenization for products that already have a globally recognized infrastructure, treasury bills, and these kind of products. So yeah, that's what I have found over time. It is still a long way to go, but if you are applying the technology either on globally recognized frameworks like treasury bills, or you use the technology to optimize your own internal operations, then I believe you have a really good play in your hands at this stage.
Well, thank you so much. And but what about regulation? Like, you know, what was your journey like when trying to deal with regulation or the lack of it?
Yeah, we have mainly been focused on debt mostly. So in many instances we have been exempted. We obviously started with retail exempted offerings, but in the end we decided to move away from that. We operate the vast majority of our issuances out of Luxembourg through a securitization vehicle, where we're also exempted, by the way. Secondary market activity is not something that we offer as of yet. What we do have is like peer-to-peer trading, which for now is also still exempted. But in the future, I believe that if the infrastructure further develops, one of the venues and one of the directions that we are looking to head into is getting an exchange license in. So we are able to create actually a liquid secondary market. But for us, that's at this stage not really the most interesting part, because it doesn't bring much. We have, as I mentioned, mainly institutional investors, high net worth individuals that are fine with relatively illiquid products. Our general turnaround time is anywhere in the range of 24 to 36 months if we venture into a business case. So yeah, we kind of get away with it so far. And I think that that's something which we will see evolve over time when regulatory frameworks are actually going to adapt to what tokenization is actually capable of, right?
No, awesome. And I would like to bring Dolly into the conversation here with all of her background in regulation. You've heard the pain points, and you know, you've worked on this part of the world more than anyone. Really, how do you see regulation and how we are moving forward on that front in terms of sort of you know, removing these pains away?
So thank you, great to be here. Thank you, great to be here. Now, very interesting question, because we're focusing on the... Sorry. Wow, it's really... Sorry. So thank you for that, good to be here. From a regulatory standpoint, again, just to give a little color from our perspective, the regulations have been there for a while, right? This is not just something that we're seeing in the last 12 months. We've seen this develop, I think, for a good 48 months plus. And this has happened purely from the openness that regulators, they're wanting to explore new models, their willingness to work with new founders. So that has been very pivotal into seeing the shift we see today. I'll probably just say it from my perspective because we went through a very extensive and rigorous process with our regulators. And the good points of that was, again, the openness, the awareness to test out new models, and we're focusing on the word of tokenization and letting technology play the lead of it. A couple of years back, it used to be the other way around, where it is first the regulation and technology has to adapt to it. What we experienced, at least, that because the technology, the blockchain, the whole tokenization model, this is tried and tested for a couple of years. It works in a certain way. And regulators are willing to adopt their methodologies, their governance practices around that. So this is another thing. And the third aspect to this is we don't talk more about it, but the operational efficiency across the ecosystem, because capital market is not one player, right? There's too many players in it. So the way the whole value chain works, I think we've seen good understanding between those models. Yes, it's a very early stage. It will take some time to mature. We'll be there in time.
Thank you so much for that. I'll just shift to Baiba for a more lawyer's perspective, on this, because you have been like all across the world. You're as crypto native as a crypto bro out there, and with all of your work with global law and then European law as well, where during your stint as a minister. Where do you see us, heading globally from a legal perspective, and how soon are we going to have clarity around some of these pain points, like which developers like Robin are facing, or which people in the space like Dolly are facing, or all of the people that Daniel advises and who want to put money in?
Okay, thank you. Very great question. And from the legal perspective, I usually try to look those issues from two sides. One is this regulatory aspect, which is more or less each country try to focus. There are laws in the place already. Like also if you take European Union, there is MiCA regulation, which is not maybe directly applicable to real-world assets, but there are traditional capital market financial regulations, MiFID II, when we talk about securitization. So there is already, some kind of background and framework for the implementation of those ideas. But what is very important also is to focus to this other side of the law, which is private law. And this is very important that in countries we recognize that digital asset can be the object of the property. Sometimes our legislators do not put so much effort in equally also to see that actually from the subjective point of view, very important is what status has these digital assets? Is it ownership? How can I prove that I'm the owner? How can I prove my property rights? So that's why, sometimes there should be the balance on that. But at the same time also, if I look and living after the last 6 years here in Dubai, but I am really amazed how brave is this country to allow for businesses to implement any idea they might have. They're not saying, no, it's not allowed, no, it's not regulated, but it's contrary. They let's try to do it together. Let's see which is the point when we have to really interfere and impose some of the duties on you. And that's why, we can see in different regions, different approaches also governments and legislators are implementing. But definitely, so already now in last 3-4 months, I've been in different forums talking about real-world asset tokenization. Also with Dolly, we spent a couple of hours here just to see how to really practically implement in this. And so it's a really topic, it's already alive, and it's not going to disappear.
And I'll shift now to Daniel. Daniel, you represent all of the big money, right? You deal with big money every day. I believe that there's been a sea change with the ETF, with the Bitcoin ETF now, where traditional money with family offices and funds just started looking into crypto or Bitcoin specifically as a portfolio diversifier. But then essentially with tokenization, everything else in the portfolio is not just going to be available on chain, but it's also going to become increasingly accessible. what in your view is really, keeping that money from coming in? I know from our previous conversations that trust is a factor, but what brings that trust? Is it regulatory clarity? Is it infrastructure? Or is it the quality of the issuer? What is it that is going to make that sea change?
Yeah, good question. It's a bit of a chicken and egg because you need the retail demand from individuals or families and family offices, but you also need the applicable approach from the banks to do so. And a lot of it is really underpinned by regulation, but the real need for global regulation. So if you look at the rules around tokenization and everything at the moment, you have much more advanced rules in Europe with I think it's the FIMC rules, compared to the US, which are very historic with the SEC. So it is moving forward. There's a roundtable next week to talk about TradFi versus DeFi with the SEC. So I think you need that global acceptance for the banks to get comfortable, because the banks are run by two things, risk and profit. Now, tokenization can make them more profitable, but what I don't think they've got their head around quite yet is how it can make them less risky. So there's a few examples that we've experienced recently, transferring assets from one bank to another. It goes as quick as the slowest cog. It can take a long time. It impacts profits. There's a really good example of the JP Morgan platform, which is Ethereum based. I think it's Onyx. There was the first transaction done where BlackRock placed or tokenized a money market fund with Barclays. It was instantaneous. It was to help with margin calls, which de-risks the banks. These transactions could take a couple of days. It needs a sell or a transfer. And it's the same thing with, you can send a WhatsApp from the top of Everest to the other side of the world instantly, but it feels like we haven't moved on from checks in the banking world too much. So it definitely needs to happen. It's a time. I think the real barrier around, other than trust and risk, is the legacy systems. I could give you 3 banks. They'll all price a bond differently. They'll all settle with different systems. They're all archaic. So I think the big thing there is the global regulation, so that everyone is on the same footing, because no board is going to approve something unless it's completely stamped. And then the adoption will come quite quickly, but it will need some effort from the main counterparties.
Thank you so much. And finally, we'd love to hear from Dr. Bhaskar, but Dr. Saab, what we would love to hear from you is not, it's really your vision, because you have been in this space for the longest time. And, I was reading the other day on LinkedIn that the Das Gupta family has a long list of poets and a long list of whatnots. And I think you're one of the most cultured people that I've had the privilege of meeting. So really would love to hear your vision in terms of how do you see those next 10 years playing out for tokenization, and and like how that would define our world, but also in really what would be those things that would enable that that prophecy that you end up making over here.
So a couple of things. It seems to be okay. So let's just start talking about just the tokenization as we know it right now in this particular hall. The first time I tried to do a tokenized financial security, we started in 2018. The first fund that was tokenized out of ADGM was starting to launch in 2019. It failed. Exactly because of the reason that you're talking about, is that the mistake I thought, I was part of the regulator at that time, is that we just thought that if we can build a better model, the liquidity will come. And then we tried again, and we tried the third time. It again failed. That is where I realized that we are going about this in the wrong way. The issue that comes up is that we are trying to have a solution that is looking for a problem. Now, if you take a step back, we're talking about the future of capital markets. Think about it from the perspective of an equity share. An equity share is nothing but a token. It gives you the ownership right of an underlying company. And this particular market has been in development for the last 300 years. Now, what exactly did happen when it became totally digitized? There were a few things that happened. First was the release of the FIX protocol. Second was the widespread adoption of SWIFT messages. Third thing was order management systems within the broker-dealers. And once that happened, pretty much the entire equity market became completely tokenized in today's parlance. The same thing happened with derivatives. The same thing happened with bonds. Same thing happened with FX. So right now, when I'm talking to people or I'm investing in firms or I'm guiding people as to how to actually, to be very blunt, make money out of capital markets tokenization, don't try and reinvent the wheel. There are three main things that you need to do. The first and foremost thing is that the token should reflect a real life asset. You cannot actually go about tokenization that is based upon vaporware. At the end of the day, you're talking about capital markets and institutional players. They like to see actual real life assets because they are investing in other real life assets. So that's the first thing. The second very, very important thing is that you need to have the operational setup done so that they can buy, sell, validate, evaluate, risk manage the liquidity just like they are doing with other instruments. Once you have got these two, then the secondary market liquidity gets unpacked. Because what they don't want to do is to create an entire infrastructure for just this particular asset. So once you have got the first two done, then literally, then the liquidity will come. And the liquidity is going to come from the retail side or from the hedge funds who try and trade, or the family offices who like to do structured products or like to trade, or even gamblers, so to say. That is where the secondary market liquidity is going to come. So to summarize, number one, make sure that the token represents a particular and accepted underlying asset. It could be a real estate piece, it could be a money market fund, it could be FX, it could be anything. Second thing is, make sure that the operational infrastructure is at par with any other asset, and then you have to market the hell out of it.
Awesome, thank you so much. I think, brilliant insights. That's all. Ed, thank you so much, all of you, for being here. Would love to continue this conversation in the VIP area. And, there are a lot of people, I'm sure, who are also, looking forward to talking with all of you. So,
thank you.
Can I please get your attention to the stage? I have with us Ling Ling from DWF Labs, who's going to show us a product which is the USDF, which is a collateralized stable coin. It's not something you want to miss. Can we have on stage, please, Ling Ling? The stage is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. How are you? Thank you very much for coming today, and thank you, our amazing host, to make it happen today. So today...
Perfect, here we go.
Today I'm going to talk about Falcon Finance. Before that, a little bit about myself. So my name is Ling Ling. I'm the partner of DWF Labs and Falcon Finance. DWF Labs is a next generation investment firm covering from venture capital to liquid funds to support projects at different stages. And personally, I come from a traditional finance background, worked as option trader in Eclipse and Point72. And I joined crypto in 2019. It's been a great 7 years of roller coaster. So let's see, who is Falcon Finance, what do we do, and what can we offer? So in short, Falcon Finance is a next generation synthetic dollar protocol. Our goal is to preserve users' multi-assets with our industry competitive yield. The top features of our products: multi-asset support, competitive base yield, and full transparency. First, let's look at our multi-asset support. So on the market, there are a lot of stable coins. Most of them only accept limit type of assets as collateral. For us, we can take from USDC, USDT, to blue chips, Bitcoin, Ethereum, to other various coins with deep liquidity and trading volume on centralized exchanges. So no matter what kind of assets you are holding, and you can stake it with us to mint USDF and earn competitive yield. Next is about our yield. Where do we generate yield? Is it sustainable? So we employ comprehensive, scalable, sustainable approach yield generation. And here is the strategy we deploy, including price arbitrage, negative funding rate strategy, positive funding rate strategy, and native staking rewards. And we have done some backtesting results from 2023 to now. From 2023 to present, we have realized 90% APY, and in 2024 to present, we've realized 35% APY. Now is the most important part: security and transparency. How do we ensure our users' assets are safe with us? So with us, we use a few off-exchange custodian solutions, including Ceph, Fireblocks, and Ledger. So Ceph and Fireblocks will have trading mirror account. That means we can trade on Binance and Barbie without actually depositing assets into exchange. That can prevent us from some security risk on the centralized exchange side. And right now, we prioritize trading on Binance, Bybit, OKX, top 3 centralized exchanges. And we will keep exploring different custodian solutions. Now, transparency. So we just launched our transparency page on our website 1 hour ago. So you will be able to track our proof of reserve on-chain, off-chain, across different centralized exchanges. And we also work with HNT, a third-party auditor based in London, who will issue quarterly SEC compliance report for you to verify of our proof of reserves. So now I want to just quickly show you what we've achieved since we launched in February. As of now, we have $210 million TVL. And we achieved 25 million in 2 days, 50 million in 15 days, and 100 million in 37 days. We also launched liquidity pools on a few DEX: Uniswap, Curve, Balancer, Bunny, PancakeSwap. So users will be able to buy and sell USDF on these liquidity pools. And we also launched a partnership with a few DeFi protocols: Pento, Morpho, Chainlink, HyperSwap, where people can leverage their USDF or stake the USDF to earn more yield. So now, so this is a Falcon Finance. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Abdul Wafai and my other brother, Bilal bin Saqib. My brother, how are you? How are you? I'm good, my guy. Guys, for the people who don't know, and also for all my stashers, guys, you always have seen Abdul. Bilal has been my mentor in Web3 for a very long time. He teach me a lot about crypto, about the market, about how to become better at Web3, and he also played a very big key role in making Stasher Capital something great. These are the two guys who inspired me to switch Stasher up to Stasher Capital, guys, and right now we're becoming a VC, we're gonna smash it, we're gonna destroy it, and you know when the little brother talks, the big brother stand behind of him. So please, Adib, I don't know where you're at.
Move away a little bit and sit down on the floor.
Okay, all my stashes, move a little bit to the back. I want you all to sit down so we can really bring the energy, the trajectory toward the forward side. Big shout out to my driver, he's also attending. Assad, let's buy some Zig, huh? Let's buy some Zig. Guys, yeah, I love this. All sit down, let's have a talk, let's have a chat. Amazing. Guys, please, one more time, lock in, be quiet, don't talk, just come to the front and listen to what these men have to say. By the way, one more thing, Bilal, I'm super proud of you, the head of the crypto council in Pakistan. He's bringing Pakistan on the map. They locked in CZ as a partner for Pakistan. Man, I wish I had Iranian brothers who did this for Iran, man. But a big shout out to Pakistan, and I'm looking forward to join you in Pakistan and to eat a very good biryani. Guys, give it up for Abdul and Bilal. Let's get it. I don't need the mic.
Thank you, brother. Do I have a permission to speak now?
Of course.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you once again, guys, and thank you for being here. Now, this one, and after that we have a keynote from the founders. I know that you guys been networking a lot and all that, but trust me that the next 45 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes between us and 30 minutes after that, I would want you guys to listen. Don't speak, listen, please. So, how are you?
Thank you. I'm absolutely amazed at the energy. And again, a big round of applause for Stasher and his energy, honestly.
S to D. This is what we say, S to D, right? Sacrifice to dominate, right? Correct, yes, that's the one. Amazing. So, Bilal, people obviously, we know you for a long time, some people do, but recently, you know, you have come to a lot of limelight. Tell people about your journey, like where you exactly started, and mashallah, where have you come? So like, it's like people see the tip of the iceberg and there is a whole thing underneath. Show them the whole thing.
Hey, how are you? So I think coming up to a decade in the space, I really started from, you know, scratch, literally scratch, trying to mine Bitcoin in my university dorm room. So literally, you know, zero. Started from zero, and then, you know, it's been pretty much a decade in the industry. I did several roles, you know, within several startups within the space. You know, traveled to a lot of conferences, tried to advocate always for people and the youth to come into crypto and blockchain. Everyone thought that this is a scam. You know, I'm trying to promote Bitcoin, which is a scam. But then, you know, it's the tenacity, the resilience. And I think still we are early. And still, I think people will pay. Of course, everyone will eventually buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and they will pay the price literally that they deserve to pay because they've been ignoring it for too long. But I think now with the new administration coming into the US as well, the narrative on the top has changed, which, you know, suddenly people looking at us as, you know, trying to do some sort of multi-level marketing or scam that narrative in the US, shifting that narrative in the US when Trump says that he wants to make USA the crypto capital of the world. You know, everyone wants to now, funds want to talk to you, everyone wants to understand what Bitcoin is. So it's been an amazing journey, and I see so many young people here. I think we are still early, and there is no university that will teach you, you know, where will you go for DeFi, liquid staking, you know, how to go operate DEX, etc. So there is a price to pay, you know, and that you have to pay by experimenting, by losing money, which no other institution can teach you.
So essentially you are saying sacrifice to dominate. Sacrifice to dominate, basically.
Of course, you have to sacrifice to dominate. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, but they were laying bricks every single hour. So it's about having unfair information, unfair experiences, And then success is asymmetrical. You just have to, you just have to get one right call, one right decision, and it will pay for all your failures. But then, you have to be in the ground. You have to be in the trenches, experimenting, exposing yourself to new ideas. And only then, you'll be at the extra mile. And always remember that there is no traffic on the extra mile because nobody wants to put in the extra time, the effort.
Absolutely. So, you recently CZ came to Pakistan, and I think a couple of days ago, the World Liberty Finance team came to Pakistan. So suddenly out of nowhere, like Pakistan is on the map. Everyone wants to go to Pakistan. Everyone wants to talk about it. It's a huge market. Like data shows us that. For an emerging market, not only Pakistan, but like generally speaking, an emerging market, how do you think that the crypto adoption or blockchain adoption really helps the youth of those countries?
See, the next billion users will come from the emerging markets. Emerging markets is essentially what will bring real adoption because there are use cases, real use cases like remittances. Pakistan receives $36 billion every year, so that's a use case for remittances. Pakistan, Pakistan cannot be a Singapore, Pakistan cannot be a Dubai, but what we have is very unique. We have the third largest freelancer market in the world, and hence why we have such a big crypto adoption because our median age is 24. 70% out of 250 million people are under the age of 30. We have all sorts of problems that can be turned into protocols. So I believe emerging markets are from where the next billion-dollar protocols will emerge. And then the use cases, for instance, tokenization. Pakistan has so many illiquid assets that can be tokenized. The youth, again, with putting in the right policies, the economic multiplier for the country where the youth upskills themselves into blockchain and AI. So we are very bullish when it comes to Pakistan.
Absolutely. So,
and of course, founders like you who make us proud.
Thank you very much for your kind words. You have been seen, us for a few years as Zignally and ZIGChain. You were at our event last year. You have seen the way community behaves. How do you feel today when you entered in the room versus the last years that you have seen?
It's phenomenal what has been achieved by you and your team. I think in 12 months, I think from proposing, now I see possibility. Yes. So going from different proposals into bringing actually things into reality, this is phenomenal. I'm super, super amazed, and it's teams like you that have to take this torch forward. And I'm super excited of by meeting all these founders here and what is upcoming on your roadmap.
No, absolutely. I think we had a chat on this about many times that a blockchain is as good at the number of developers and the community around it. And alhamdulillah, we see it today. It's real, it's there. And obviously we'll keep seeking guidance from regulatory aspect and from many ways. Thank you, Bilal, for being with us. There's a small gift I want to give you on behalf of the community for your immense work on the direction of blockchain for all of the emerging markets. Please.
Thank you. And all the stashers here, another round of applause for our brother Stasher.
So finally he decided too much of being official stuff for last 2 months, and that all came out in then one shout out. That's his love for you all. So guys, now the most important thing for which I think we came here all the way, don't move. I'm gonna invite my partners Bart and David to come on stage. I think these guys gonna put some collar mics, I think. Yeah, and now we're gonna, next 30 minutes, honestly, next 30 minutes, I want pin drop silence. Except where you feel like clapping, you can clap. But really, if you guys can give us 30 minutes of silence and attention, Inshallah, you will walk out extremely happy of what we're going to tell you. Bart and David, where are you guys? Please give a big round of applause for my fellow co-founders, Bart and David. How's the event so far? Come on, guys, what is this? More. That's the energy we expect, yeah? So first up, Assalamu alaikum, hello, welcome to everyone to inaugural ZIGChain Summit. Generally, keynotes happen at start of the summits or sessions, but we didn't want to, start in front of an unexcited and empty crowd. We wanted you all to first experience that this is real. We are doing something real. We are not saying we're gonna do that. We have done that. You can see the dApps. You can see real people here talking about real stuff. But before anything else, a heartfelt thank you from all of us, all of ZIGChain community. We cannot say enough how thankful we are, especially to those who came in all the way from different parts of the world. Once again, guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Last year, when we announced that we're going to launch a blockchain, and it's been only 1 year actually, it was 19th of April or 18th of April, and the whole Dubai was flooded, and I think a few hundred people came in, and we were amazed. But today, before coming on stage, we just checked on a checker, 1,813 people came in today. That's massive. Almost 80% of the people who registered came in today. That's massive. That's the occupancy the best conferences don't see. You guys are amazing. That's amazing. And inshallah, going forward, we'll make it even bigger. Bart, what's your reaction so far? What's your highlight of the evening?
So I'm too impressed by the response of the community. This is a validation that the vision that we have is a true value for all of us. So together, we are building this financial inclusion. Yeah, I have no word for all this response.
Before I ask David about his impression, guys, I really need your attention. Trust me. So cut the conversations for the next 25 minutes. Trust me, you will like it. David, what's your reaction?
So, indeed, so I'm pretty amazed by the people.
Can you hear him?
You can hear me? No?
Okay.
Now?
Okay, now.
Now? It's a little bit better? Thank you. So, what I was saying, that I'm really amazed by the people that we are, onboarding with our story, basically. I really like the energy of all of you. So it's something that is really, is contagious, all the people can feel that. And not only this, the people, the builders that we are talking with and all the companies and the people involved, it's really amazing. So yeah, pretty happy with it and I'm pretty proud.
Amazing, amazing. Guys, friends, colleagues, everyone, today is a very, very important day. It's like we started somewhere and then we reached to a point, and think of it this point like a trampoline. We are about to fall on a trampoline, and with the more power we put there, the more energy gonna come out of it, right? We have worked, when I say we, I mean the whole team, the whole community. We have worked to this point for almost a decade. You don't find many projects working for a decade long with Doc's team, going through cycle to cycle, It's a shit show out there, trust me. Sometimes we even question ourselves, why the hell did we give up our comfortable lives and do this, building stuff? But then we think about our vision, and when we wake up charged up, smarter, and work alongside the beautiful community. So, what we're gonna talk about in the next 20-25 minutes can change the course of the way world of finance, I'm not saying world of Web3, world of finance, how it can truly change. But it is only possible if you and us are all aligned and we understand what exactly is at stake here. So Bart, tell me, what makes you so excited about it? I know you are a very fitness-loaded guy, and how do you wake up so excited about working for ZIGChain every day? Like I've seen you for like so many years, you're always on the top. How? What's your secret sauce?
So, you know, when I started signaling, it was for a personal need. I struggled to access to reliable investment opportunities. Maybe I didn't have enough capital, or maybe I didn't have the knowledge, or even sometimes I have some restriction based on where I was living in, because you know that I have been living in a few places, right? So, but the thing is that this is not only my problem, and no one is solving this. So I made it in my mission to change that for everybody.
What about you, David? You are always looking for like sophisticated strategies, passive income. But what is so exciting for you about this mission, what we're trying to achieve?
Yeah, so well, some of them at least not so sophisticated, but yeah, this kind of
At least they make money, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm usually looking for investment strategies and opportunities out there. I'm not that guy that is looking for the 500% profit or something like that. I check carefully, and a different kind of guy than those ZIGChains usually. But I can make the investigation from my side and everything. But it's not so easy most of the times to enter in the best opportunities out there. We were together joining in this mission to make investment opportunities fair thing that everyone can be entering there. And here we are today. We started this for ourselves, and we are opening this to a lot of people, and with the time even more, and it's so great to see what we are seeing.
For me, it's like, thankfully, alhamdulillah, I generally find the opportunities. I understand how risk and all that work. Obviously, it's a different thing. But for me, access was always the problem. For a very long time, okay, I didn't know how to invest because I come from Pakistan, right? How to put money and US stocks or even in cryptos. That's a challenge to solve, right? So we combine all of that. His problem, my problem, his problem. These three problems: knowledge, access, technology. You combine these three things and you are solving for investment management. And this is what we are doing. And we're going to keep solving it till everybody in the world is at least having in an inches distance away from a fair opportunity. And we keep doing that. So our journey has been very interesting. We went from no customers to almost million+ customers. We went from zero to multi-million dollars, tens of millions of dollars in AUM management. We were alone. We started alone. Now, alhamdulillah, we have a whole ecosystem partner, and we have a freaking amazing community in you guys. We have hundreds of thousands of followers across the globe, across social media. And not only that, we launched a token 4 years ago, and now we have more than 50,000 holders on chain as well. So shout out to you guys. I need to keep talking about token every 2 minutes to get the reaction that means. Noted. And also, very important, we were just like a project side hustle, but then last year, we worked on it. We became one of the first platforms to become a properly regulated crypto platforms. We got like fully licensed out of South Africa, super powerful license, best of luck, and even trying to get it now. But why don't you talk a little bit about what we have achieved in the last 1 year specifically instead of the whole journey?
Sure. So in the last year, what we have been doing is we have been laying the foundation for what is going to be ZIGChain, our generation infrastructure for the future, where everybody can build and participate. So the first thing that we have here is the community. We have been reaching out the community with local events all around the world. We have been here in Dubai, we have been in Pakistan, in Karachi, we have been in Netherlands, we have been in Portugal, we have been in a lot of places, okay? Because we think that the community is a big pillar of ZIGChain. And then we have the tech part. With the tech part, we have been doing the ZIGState, with the Fireblocks integration. You will be know later a little bit more about this. The testnet launch, we have bring all the builders to start launching their apps. The Zip Hub, a beautiful gateway for the whole ecosystem. The Zip Card, because you are at the end of the day, you need to buy things still with not real money, but with fiat. It's almost the same. Then we have the ZIGChain Quest. This is something that we will comment later too. It's something super exciting. We have, and finally, we have Builders Protocol and the partners. All together, we make this a super exciting experience. And this is just the beginning, okay? I'm seeing a lot of passion, interest, and support that we are receiving. So let's see how we go.
So guys, long story short, we have come a long, long way with you guys, of course. But there is something missing. There is something missing. Let's say how many of you have whole of your families using crypto as a means of payment completely, or using crypto as a means of investment only? Please raise your hands. How many of you have family members who are doing it 100%? I see no hand here, even not me. Why? Why is the case here? Because it's people in the crypto industry, they have failed to evolve in the way to really solve the problem that matters. The extractive nature of the so-called founders who build only to make money for themselves and have zero care for the community that they actually cater into. That's the reason behind this pitfall. We have become a joke, and it's been a long time, but now is the time to change. Bilal was saying the right thing. The US wants to make it a crypto capital of the world. And if this is the time, if we don't take it seriously, they would not have the reason to put the money behind it. Why would they? What's the problem are we solving? What is the problem that crypto is solving right now? Yes, payments, I understand. But what else? What is the problem it's solving? No, it's time to change it, and we will tell you how to change it. AI is going to change the world, okay? And it's the era of technology. Everything is going to be fast-paced. We see it daily. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs, new jobs going to come in, and everything going to happen. But there is one more opportunity, which is potentially the AI opportunity for the investment. And we believe that that opportunity is called tokenization of real-world asset. This is the only and the only way that I and we firmly believe this is the way the Web 2 and Web 3 eventually gonna connect, liquidity gonna flow, and this will actually solve the primary problem of investments that is a big problem for the majority of the world. We'll talk a little bit more about the tokenization down the line, but now Bart, how about you tell us that technologically, what have we done? Like, why do you think that we should be called a technology-first company?
Sure. So the first thing is that Web3 is complex, right? We were commenting this in the first panel. I think Nat and Aurora addressed this, but it doesn't have to feel this way. At ZIGChain, we don't build for complexity. Okay, we build for clarity, simplicity, and impact. Our technology works hard behind the scenes so the user can focus on what matters, creating, growing, and participating. So now I'm going to explain a little bit what is coming.
Guys, focus on this. This is no joke. Trust me.
Okay, so what do we have here? You go to Bybit, for example, you buy ZIG, you go to a liquid staking, you put your ZIG, you receive a liquid stake token, you go to this to stake your ZIG, and you go to a lending borrowing protocol, you get something. So at this point you might be thinking, what the
fuck am I doing?
Exactly. Basically. Exactly. We were talking about complexity, and now we are talking about all these things that we have here, when many of us don't know even how to connect a wallet, right? So for this, we have these experts. This can be people, or they can be AI algorithm. And these guys, or this algorithm, they know how to do this shit. Okay? So they are gonna take all this complexity that many of us don't have any idea, and they are gonna create a service on top of that with a big invest button. So then I don't have any knowledge, I don't want to deal with this shit or anything like that, I'm gonna press this invent button and I'm gonna participate in these opportunities. So this is what the web generation, what the web management engine is doing. We are abstracting all this complexity and we are putting it to the disposition of the people. And everything in a fair system where everybody wins. Builders win, web managers win, users win, and the community will win, because at the end, everything is part of ZIGChain.
Basically, one big deposit button, one big withdrawal button, and all the complexity goes away. That is the only way to be equitable and fair to everyone when it comes to investment management. David, you have a keen insights on the B2B business, and you have been having a lot of conversations with a lot of hedge fund managers and banks and other kind of companies. What's your feel and look around this as an aggregated solution, especially like we talk about CFI and DeFi together? What's your feel?
So basically, with all the fund managers and even family offices, a different profile of company that they have. It's good?
A bit above, up, yeah.
Now? We are pretty aligned with their needs, and this is what we are feeling. So we are taking into conversations and they feel, okay, we need some solutions for this, and they are specifically the needs that we are covering. So we are opening a new line of AUM for them whenever they have investment opportunities, but we are making this connection. So we are feeling that we are filling a gap that it was purely necessary for many players in the ecosystem. So by far, we will be making great things with this.
Amazing.
So one more thing, because we always think that when we present the thing, it's something to come in a distant future. But this is something that we already have. Okay? Yeah. Since today, it's going to be announced tomorrow. It's going to be shared tomorrow. But today, you can participate already in the first DeFi strategies. So if you just want to participate, just look someone with this t-shirt and ask how you can do it. This is already ready for you to participate. So we are sharing, we are expecting to have a service with Farcom, okay, where you are going to be able to participate, but many more are to come.
You don't have to anymore ask when launch, now launch. Now, it's launched, it's live already as we speak. And if you want to come in, just find anyone with this ZIGChain shirt, okay? Ask them how to do it, they will tell you. If they don't tell you, well, best of luck. You continue.
Okay, so let's continue with the builder part. I'm super excited about the level of builder interest that I'm seeing in this event. We have been having a lot of conversation with you guys. There is a lot of people excited about building on ZIGChain. Also, before we have a pretty interesting announcement with Nava. They announced their major partnership with Almani Advisor, and this is going to strengthen their Sharia and compliant advisory. So this is exactly the kind of real-world impact that energizes us. So now is the perfect time to double down. So with Signally, with ZIGChain, with the Wealth Manager engine, everything coming together. So we are calling to all the builders to step up and be part of this movement. So we are launching the builder program supported by Zip Lab and the foundation with incentive that is going to help you to build, to deploy. If you contribute to the TBL, to the daily activity, you are going to participate in this reward. So
that means the blockchain is coming?
The blockchain is coming.
Can they stop very soon asking when, right? You will know very soon. But that means the blockchain is coming. So yeah, the Zig Labs has already been investing heavily, I think with different dApps. Not all the dApps, but a lot of dApps that are aligned with the overall what we want to achieve. So that's been happening, and now with the builder program, we are gonna roll it out. I think Ahmed would be talking about it later in our channels, that how you gonna, the builders gonna get advantage of building and getting the real metrics on chain. But that's not it for the builders. Today, we are proud to announce a $25 million DeFi AI fund, which is powered by Disrupt.com, DWF Labs, and Zib Labs. Huge shout out to these partners. They have always been extremely helpful. So once again, they have come in and supported us on this great initiative. This fund is particular to those entrepreneurs, those founders, those developers who want to build something using AI to solve the wealth management problem. Very specific, very focused. You guys know where to find me, how to reach me out. I'm available. Reach out to me. If it's cool, we move really fast. You guys can ask some of the dApps that got recently funded. Now, let's talk about the opportunity that I talked about. Tokenization of real world asset. Okay, let me ask you guys, how many of you have heard about the RWAs? How many of you have heard about the RWAs? I want to see the hands. No, not possible. None of you have seen the How is it? Okay, so decent number. Okay. How many of you have actually purchased a tokenized asset? Because you tokenize yourself. That's why. So, no one. Okay. How many of you actually know of the innovation that has actually happened around the tokenization at a greater scale that is available to the public for mass adoption and, rapid expansion? I'm assuming answer would be no, because obviously otherwise you would have, heard about it. It's tokenization, 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 but where is the action? Where is the action? I'll tell you guys. There are 4 problems to tokenization, and I'll try to make it super simple for you. Think of it like this, that there is a business, okay? There's a buy side, there's a supply side, there's a place to sell, and there's a licensing. In the tokenization world, okay, one thing is the technology. No offense to technologists and the technicians, but solving for the technology is a relatively easier thing, and it's a fast-moving thing. It happens quickly, and it's already out there. There are hundreds of providers. Second part, the sell side. People who want to tokenize their assets. That again, who would not want to do it? I have $100 million stuck in a private credit fund. If someone tokenizes it for me and give me like $98 million, I would take it now, right now. That's also a relatively easier problem. Third problem, which is cumbersome and complicated, that is around the regulation and licensing. That, I believe, requires a hand-holding between regulators and the founders. This is the area where the government of UAE has done an excellent work. A lot of free zones like DIFC, ADGM and all that. Then people in Switzerland and Singapore and all that. Those regulators are working with the true founders on how to do it right. But the biggest problem, distribution, buyer. Who is going to be that retail buyer of that tokenized licensed asset that's gonna come in? Okay? And that is exactly the problem that we have solved over the last 7 to 8 years, not only through Zignally, but through our white label partners as well, and are now growing infrastructure around the smaller family offices and high net worth individual. So guys, today I'm proud to announce Zamanat, the world's first Sharia compliant RWA tokenized platform. This is Zamanat is built by Disrupt.com, which is the largest, one of the largest venture builder out of MENA and investor as well, and it is built on ZIGChain. So guys, TVL is coming. Are you ready? We told you TVL will come. We told you TVL will come. Is there a better TVL than the real world asset being tokenized? Stable yield, not an extractive yield, and ethical investing on top of it. So guys, this is something big. You need to understand this is game changing. We are not anymore talking about people in the world dreaming about getting a portion of a real estate in a fancy country. We are not. And not only about retail people, I'll give you an example, a very interesting example which might sound weird. I have a friend from a European country. He has $25 million. $25 million. Private banks would not bank him. He wants to do fancy stuff. No one wants to give him a ticket size. But by tokenizing things like real estate, private credit, commodities in the right way, you can make everyone participate. And this is what the distribution problem that I explained to you, we have cracked that already. We have hundreds and thousands of customers, millions in liquidity already ready. We are aggressively growing in the B2B market. We are aggressively growing in the other markets. And with the blockchain coming in, everything works in together. This is going to be, inshallah, a very big deal. We will leave truly in a retail-focused way the RWA revolution that can change the world of finance forever, inshallah. Oh, one more thing. I forgot to tell you guys. These guys at Disrupt, they don't joke around actually, you know. Their problem is, we told them, let's announce this. They are like, nope, we want to create it first. That was months ago. Now, I want to tell you, this is one more thing. It is not when launch. It is now launch. It is launched already. Zamanat has already structured the first set of tokenized assets, and they are available on Zignally Marketplace from tomorrow. But from the people who are here, you can access this now, today. Today you can buy. Okay, this is how the marketplace is going to look like on Zignally. You can go, there are 2 parts. I'll just show you guys quickly. What happened? Okay. I don't like technology, you know. I just berated it a little bit as well. Okay, let me show you one more thing. Go, tata, bye bye. This. So, for example, these are live right now on Zignally. Okay, you can participate now. It is live. Tokenized US stocks are now live on Zignally. You have tokenized gold. You have Islamic composite index with 14 different shares. A magnificent 7. No need to think about where do I buy Nvidia and Tesla and this and blah, blah, blah. This magnificent 7, you can buy all 7 together. Live now. Find one of us, they will tell you how to buy it. Today, it's done, it's live. Now, let's talk about fun stuff. Community. Did you guys like the shirt that we unveiled today? So, tomorrow our friend Stasher is going to have an event here in the same place, 6 to 9, 6 to 10. And everyone who comes there gets a shirt. Okay? That much we can do for you guys, of course, right? Can't pay for the tickets, of course, I'm poor. But you know, truly, like I think Scott Wolf is a great brand, and you know, David, you have an eye for quality and finesse. What do you think about this partnership? Do you think that these 2 brands align together?
So I think that this is not just a partnership. I think it's something that we must keep doing this kind of thing with other companies. So as you realize, even today, it's pretty easy to know that more than a community, sometimes it's a kind of tribe, right? You are sharing many things. You are sharing travels, timings, dinners, everything. So with Squad Wolf, it's not just a partner. So I think that we are sharing many beliefs and the mission, both companies. If we talk about empowerment, if we talk about ambition, if we're talking about authenticity, for example. So these together with transparency is something that you know, is shared by both of the companies. And if we want to build not only a blockchain, but we want to build a movement around the wealth generation, opens, being inclusive, we need partners think big. I think this is what we are doing, like with this example, with Skullwalk.
Amazing.
And so it's just this.
So, you know, I was talking to the founder of Squad Wolf. I told you guys, a great friend. So he was telling me, I'm just communicating his message. He said that if over the next couple of days, 3-4 days, if he sees at least 100 tags to Squad Wolf on Instagram or Twitter, they're gonna create merchandise caps as well. So if you guys want it, tomorrow come to the Stasher event, get the shirt, post on Instagram, and we will have merchandise caps as well. And then how do we know? We can have like the trousers, the other stuff as well. This is amazing, guys. Like the world can see, we can wear what we talk about. But what else do you can talk about with the community? They think that we are done. I think we are not done, right?
So, no, we still have a few things more to share. So regarding the community, what we have, it's true that we launched a testnet around 1 month ago, 1.5.
2 months ago.
2 months ago. But this has been more for builders. And they have been learning how to deploy there, how they are going to do it. But now, what the user can do. So we are preparing a fully gamified experience. And there, you are going to be able to interact with you're going to have a quest, okay? This quest to the world generation. This is, I said that we are preparing, but the truth is that we are already passing the security audit. And it's going to be ready as soon as it's done. There has been members from the team that has been stress testing this experience. So if you want some sneak peek or some information, look, because we have some DJs in the team.
Can I drop the names? Can I tell them who?
Arsalan.
Arsalan and Natalia. Bug these two people, find them. They have been playing with the testnet. They can tell you how it looks like. Yeah, that's the lady there. And where is Arsalan? Where is Arsalan? He's back there, yeah. Find them out, bug them a lot. Not right now, no.
Okay, but we are so amazing with the result of this that we are planning to take this to mainnet. So now you can play in testnet with fake coins and have some fun. Well, actually you can do more things that Rafa is going to explain now. But later, this experience is going to be on mainnet.
So, as our friend Bart told us that we like it so much, it's going to come very soon. It's with the security guys, you know how they are, right? So, and we are planning to take it to the mainnet as well, so it's not going to end there. But guys, our friend Zella is here. Say hello to Zella. Okay, so Zella gonna be your hand holder in the journey on a testnet and a gamified testnet and the mainnet as well. But guys, what do you think is this wealth pass? We've been talking about it for 6 months. What do you guys think it is? Is it a coin? What do you guys think it is? Any guesses, guys? What do you think it is? What? AI? How can a wealth pass? Okay, maybe. I don't know. What else? What do you guys think it can be? Can it be like a coin? Service model? No. What else? Should I tell them? No one is even close. The guys try, please. Attempt. What else is in the crypto, right? Guys, there are 2 or 3 assets only that are tradable. One is coin. What else? Here you go. NFTs. So the wealth passes are going to be the unique NFTs specifically designed for ZIGChain. These are going to be the OG passes. They are going to be the gatekeepers of what all gonna happen on ZIGChain. The dApps are gonna be looking at the holders very closely, how you interact with them rewarding you, and everything that happens in the ZIGChain ecosystem over the next few years will revolve a lot around these wealth passes. And trust me, whenever this guy Ahmed or his team through social media, they tell you to do something, do it. Trust me, because as everything counts, okay? Everything counts, and when the journey gets tougher, it will keep getting tougher and tougher. So guys, wealth pass is there, it's coming, but not only that. We have a name for the wealth pass that we have thought about, but we're not gonna say. So for the community, we're gonna give whoever, like the floor is open. Over the next couple of weeks, whoever suggests the best name for the wealth pass, gonna get $10,000 worth of ZIGCoin, and also gonna get one wealth pass for free. So that's for all of you. Great. So, Bart, what do we have? Are we done?
I might have something.
You have one more thing?
Can I do a Spider-Man?
Sorry?
Can I do a Spider-Man?
Yes, you can be there. You guys know what is Spider-Man? How many of you guys know Spider-Man? Who's a Marvel fan here? Okay, you know Spider-Man has these moments, he does things and say things that he's not supposed to. Bart is our Spider-Man. He does that in public places, in front of 50 people, he will say things. So Be the Spider-Man today.
Okay, but you need to protect me.
You all need to protect him from the tech team now.
Yeah,
what are you going to say
because
next?
The head of tech is going to kill me when I say this. Okay?
Do it.
Okay.
It's true.
So,
it's fully true.
What we are going to do is that we aim to launch mainnet for the 25th of June.
Okay, guys, so no more when, where, how. 25th of June, ZIGChain mainnet is coming, guys. Get ready. After that, the real fun begins. Well, the fun is already here, but there'll be more fun. Once again, guys, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Man. Come, Bart. Bart, come. Man, let him come in front. Yeah, Bart, come. Come.
Is die begint te komen.